You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, that didn't take long. Now, did it? I told you after we found out some added things about the new salary proposal earlier, I was like, I don't think this is going to probably fly. I don't think that the players are going to agree with this. There's some reasons to not agree with it. I mean, the salary, absolutely. The starting the season earlier, where you conflict with March Madness, that's nonsensical to me. Again, make some sense to try to get your league away from the college football and the NFL for the sake of ratings. I get that. Try to make it earlier. You know, I had to install a second TV in my studio because I cover the NFL and Caitlin Clark. I don't want to have to choose between those. I mean, I don't. And they've recognized, the WNBA owners, I'll give them this, they recognize the fact that there's a lot of new actual sports fans consuming this league because of Caitlin Clark. And they want those fans to be able to give all their attention towards this sport without college football or the NFL getting involved. They're not used to those fans watching this. The old fandom don't like to hear that. They're also trying to get Project B and Unrivaled out of the equation by doing some schedule manipulation. But it wasn't even that made me think that the players are going to reject this quick, fast, and in a hurry. It was the housing situation. Now, I'm trying to figure out, somebody earlier said, well, of course they're not going to take this because they're going from $60,000 to just $225,000. So they're not going to agree to the housing part. And I'm like, you getting let me do math, $150,000 a year raise. You can't find something for $3,000 to rent? Are you shitting me? Is that what you're trying to make me? That's what you're trying to sell to me right now. No. I mean, that math doesn't math. WNBA PA reportedly reject WNBA's latest offer due to, quote, math. Okay. As negotiations continue between the WNBA and WNBA PA, on a new CBA Sports Business Journal reported the Players Association plans to reject the league's latest offer. Guys, are we headed towards a lockout? Because they're daring billionaires that have never turned a profit with the league, and they've got big-ass egos. Billionaires don't like to be dared. What have we already heard? We heard one of the owners literally come out and say, yeah, Kathy Engelbert should probably be let go. But because they handled this situation the way they did, I don't think we're going to do it, or I don't want to do it now. They didn't like how that went down. According to the report, it is partially due to, quote, vague pay scale projections. The WNBPA reportedly has concerns about the league's math. Quote, math. The WNBA has proposed an average salary of $500,000, but with a proposed salary cap of $5 million per team and 12 players, the numbers do not add up. The salary cap would reportedly increase over the length of the CBA and be directly tied to the league's revenue growth each year. Specific revenue sharing details haven't been disclosed. USA Today reached out to the WNBA for a comment. The league's latest offer to the Players Association includes a max base salary of $1 million guaranteed, with the opportunity to make more than 1.2 in conjunction with projected revenue sharing. The WNBA's offer raises the minimum player salary to $225,000 and the average salary to $500,000, up from $220,000 and $460,000, respectively, in the WNBA's previous proposal on November 18th. League is also reporting the latest offer no longer includes team housing. Teams currently provide housing for players on the roster during the regular season and postseason. Come on, USA Today, write better articles than this. Should a player choose not to stay in the team's provided housing, they receive a monthly stipend. A change to the housing requirement would also impact players on temporary or short-term contracts who are with the team for a minimal period of time. The league also proposed increasing the length of the season, which would include an earlier start date. If the date is moved up, it could interfere with the end of women's college basketball season, the WNBA draft, and other leagues like Unrivaled and Project B. The 2025 WNBA season started May 16th with the training camp opening April 28th. The current CBA technically allows for the start of training camp as early as April 1, but no more than 30 days before the season starts. So that the part I had an issue with was, I understand you wanting to move the season started earlier, but you're talking about interfering with March Madness, which I believe works out to be free marketing, all right, free character development, free advertisement for the WNBA for your next generation of stars. And you're wanting to cut into that time? They're building their brand to come in your league during that tournament, a tournament that gets very good ratings. I don't understand wanting to interfere with that. If you want to finger poke Project B and Unrivaled, I get it. They're competitors. Crush them into oblivion. If you want to try to do that, crush them into oblivion. They're competitors. Go for it. I think Unrivaled's doomed no matter what. I think Project B is going to put it out of business, because ultimately the best players are going to go to Project B, and you're going to have a bunch of half-wits playing in Unrivaled nobody wants to watch. It's like, okay, we got the 9th, 10th, and 11th best player on the WNBA bench, and Nafisa Collier and Breonna Stewart in Unrivaled, and everybody else has done gone to Project B. I think that league is about to be out of here. Project B is going to do the WNBA's dirty work for them off of sheer salaries. But I don't know that works out. As far as the housing goes, it was the housing component in this that made me think, oh, the players are going to reject this. And they're going to reject it because their egos see the housing part and, oh, they get mad. Should they? No, you're getting a huge raise. You're trying to tell me you can't find housing? Now, temporary players, short-term players, yeah, I can see some kind of housing situation being done for them because they're making a lot less money in a certain amount of time. Some of them might not be on a team, whatever, 10 days. But for players that's got real contracts, housing shouldn't be an issue for them. All right? I mean, stop it. Minimum salary, $225,000. Trust me, you can find a good place to live for that. At least you better be able to if you can manage the math. Tell me what you think. It seems that math killed this deal already. You know what's going to kill the league? A strike or a lockout? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.